I'm feeling good about it. What about you, Johnson? What's up? What up, people? What's up? What up, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the new Pause with Tim Black podcast. We've been doing this for what? I don't know, 9 months? I don't know, crazy? Something's going on, Johnson. We making it happen right here on the Tim Black Show. Pause with Tim Black, the podcast, video podcast. So, it feels good to be back, Johnson. It's nice. Nice to kind of get back into the old routine of just regular working. Feels kind of good. I want to say what's up to everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook. Make sure you guys okay. How's life treating you? Hope it's been all right. Hope that you've kept your cornbread intact, because you know how they like to do us. They like to take our cornbread. Those who watch the Tim Black Show, you'll notice we have a different set for the Pause with Tim Black Show. I'm trying to make sure they're separate, that it's different and fresh. It's got to be fresh, Johnson. So, let me make sure we got people in the house. Let me do some shout out to my moderators. They're the one to keep the peace in the streets. Let's see who we got. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We are here. Yes, we are here. We are live. Thank you. There we are live, Johnson. What's up, David Melford? Thank you, brother, for tuning in. Sheldon Hughes as well. Thank you for what you do, Nat A. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? My people, my people, my people. We're going to do what we do, Johnson. What's up, Sign of the Times? What's up? What's up? What's going on, Jane? How you doing, Jane? Good to see you. It's been a minute. I don't remember saying that name often. What's up? What's up, Susan? It's been a minute, Jane. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, dude, man? Dude, man said it's been a year since you showed up. Well, come on, a year and a half? Damn, dude, man. Well, give it up for dude, man, yo. When'd you get out? Hey, I'm just saying, it seems like a jail sentence. But anyway, welcome back to the Wolfpack. We don't discriminate, Johnson. Just like the Grammys. Yeah, that's part of the reason. Part of the reason why Louis CK got his award, because they don't discriminate. They don't go based on if you had a felony or if you had a charge or if you have a pass or whatever. It's not how it works. But we're going to get into that later on. So today on the Tim Black Pause Show, Pause the Tim Black Show, which I got to say is one of the blackest, if not the blackest, podcasts on the internet, because I run it. And I don't work for anybody but myself. And the only fund is the small donations from people that watch the show. So that gives us the ability to do what? Say whatever we want. Oh, I know, man. There's a lot of industry folks watching this show, stealing talking points and shit. They go back, they're like, but it don't matter, because half the stuff I say, they could never say. You can't say it. You got to keep your job. You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. Somebody said, Tim, you can't do that on shows. That's against journalistic integrity. You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. White people watching you. Don't have fun. You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. So, what we have today in today's show is invigorating. At least I hope people think so. I think it's invigorating. That's all that matters. Because you ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. Man, there's something going on in the air, Johnson. Wow, that's freedom. That's freedom. I wish it for every one of you. I wish it for every one of you, Johnson. The freedom. It's going to be tough. You're like, oh, you get to do what you want. Yeah, it'd be broke too. It's a trade-off, man. Till one day you amass enough coins, you can kind of, So I want to change the look. We're going to change the tempo up. This is what we covered today on the Tim Black Pause Show. We got Louis CK got an award, which we touched on briefly there. He won a Grammy. We're going to talk about that. There's a reggae album. There's a couple of Grammy wins people are pretty pissed off about. They all involve white people. So, there was a shooting in Sacramento, California that's horrific. We're going to talk about that. Student debt. There was a protest on student debt. A lot of organizations came to D.C. to put it down, Johnson, to show their outrage with Joe Biden and his administration in the student debt crisis. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Oh, I told y'all. Look, I told y'all. I got stuff to talk about. You know, one of the things I'm learning, Johnson, is not to give a shit about people. I mean, to love them, but not care, too. Yeah, because people tell you, I'll say all types of things to you. I've been doing this show for 10 years. I covered so many stories. I've done so many segments. There's like 5,000 videos on my channel. I do 5 videos, and it's, oh my God, what's he doing? No one said I was crazy when I did 12 videos of George Floyd night after night, day after day, and ended up in the hospital. No one gave a shit. They also didn't watch, Johnson. They did not watch. When I covered the Tatiana Jefferson, Sandra Bland, Eric Garner, they didn't watch. They didn't care. They didn't watch. But now all of a sudden they got something stuck up their butts. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. If you're doing your thing, Johnson, we're going to get on with the show and let you know. If you're doing your thing and you know who you are, that's all that matters, Johnson. Don't let other people tell you who you are. You know who you are. If you don't got that, you got nothing. Because people are going to destroy you. They will destroy you and laugh. But I would love to open today's show with this. Amazon took a huge, ginormous L. Here's a huge L for Amazon. And folks, I want you to know this L has ramifications not just for Amazon, but for the rest of the country. Okay, so what happened is Amazon has overstepped its bounds. Amazon got too big for its britches. Amazon started smelling itself. That's what my grandma used to say, smelling herself. When someone thinks this shit don't stink. That's what happened to Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, this worker, his name is Chris Smalls, Christian Smalls. We're going to call him Chris. Staten Island. JFK, right? What's the name of it? Let me get my notes. Let me get my notes, Johnson. Because it's a certain fulfillment center in Staten Island. Okay? Sacramento, Louis CK. Here we go, right here on the bottom. I got a lot of notes, Johnson. So what happened was they were pissed off because there were no COVID precautions being taken in place in this fulfillment center. I mean, no social distancing, no PPE, no masks, no gloves. They had nothing except a regimen that they had to fulfill as far as when they were, where they were, how long their breaks were. So basically, Amazon had all these precautions for making sure their packages went out on time, but no safety measures and no precautions, no such determination that employees would be alive. And see, those employees go home to their families. So you're putting everybody at risk. And those families have members in those families that go out and interact with the world. So when the workers at Amazon complained about the working conditions at Amazon during the COVID surge, they weren't just complaining for themselves, they're complaining for the entire planet, for the entire country, I should say. But I want you to know, on this channel that you're watching right now, we've covered Amazon before. We covered Amazon with all of the complaints that workers were having about not getting breaks. And I, working for the phone company, I know exactly what that's like. Because at what the former Bell Atlantic, which is now Verizon, they used to strike every couple of years. Because the same type of shit. because there is a union in the phone company, but we'll come back to that. So this worker, Christian Small, said, we can't take this line down, man. If they're not going to protect our lives matter, then we got to do something about it. So sort of like Rush, sort of like out of desperation, it's like, we need to stand up to Amazon. They don't care if we live or die. We're underpaid, we're overworked, and our safety protocols are garbage. Our working conditions are garbage. We can't continue to take this. Without us, there is no Amazon. So Christian Smalls, he planned a small walkout at this New York City center in Staten Island. And Amazon got wind of it, and just like most innovative assholes, overly arrogant, heavy-handed bullies do, they overreacted. Oh, yeah, they start throwing everything against the wall. Let's form a committee. Let's form a Voltron and form committees and form task force to blunt the workers from unionizing. Let's get everyone involved. They threw a pound. They threw 100 pounds worth of reactionary nonsense at these very small number of employees. Remember, this is just the seeds of what has now become a giant. But at the time, it was very small. So what typically happens when you have a small contingent of just a few people standing up, when you try to clobber them, when you start to beat the shit out of them, what happens? What's the human response to that? People come to their aid. Particularly people that work with them, colleagues, friends, co-workers, they come to their aid. So part of the reason why Amazon ends up taking this L are right here, right in this storyline. They overreacted. They fired Chris Smalls. That set off an avalanche of action. Amazon Chief Counsel described Mr. Smalls as not smart or articulate. Not only did they fire the guy who was helping to fight for the people, who's just one of the workers, not somebody from the outside coming in wanting to show the workers how to do it, but one of them. Instead of working with them, he sends the chief counsel sends out an email insulting the hell out of the black guy. Yeah, we want him in charge because he's not smart. You can't talk, he's not smart. He accidentally sent this email out to 1,000 employees. Once again, more incentive. The galvanizing force for them to go against, for them to all come together. The slights, the insults, the slap in the face. Yeah, that's how it works. So, on Friday, that meager group of workers was able to give Amazon the L. They galvanized. They formed Voltron against the big Goliath, and they have won the first battle and slayed that Goliath. Give it up for them. This is no small feat, guys. This is the first time in the United States of America that a Amazon fulfillment center has been able to form a union. This particular plant is a very important portion of the Amazon process. This particular fulfillment center is one of the main arteries of how they get packages throughout the country. So this fulfillment center, so I want you to know, this fulfillment center is the last one that Amazon wants to see become a union. Because if they could do it in New York, if you can make it in New York, what? You can make it anywhere. Now, there's been other facilities that have tried, Bessemer, Alabama being one. That's the one we reported on early last year. And a weird thing happened. So, first, everyone's deflated because they lost in their vote to become a union, to form a union, to join a union. Turns out, there was some discrepancies, so they wanted to recount. So what looks like a blowout for Amazon turns into a very close too close to call race in Bessemer, Alabama. And that is before they now see that it can be done and that it's working in Staten Island, New York. So I expect there to be a domino effect. More locations, more people are going to come out, more people are going to be resilient. This, folks, is monumental because of the staggering odds against the workers. All right, so we got workers with a GoFundMe page in order to sustain themselves. $120,000, I think it was, they raised. Not a lot of money. Sounds like a lot of money to you and I because we're working stiffs. This is no money. Amazon spent over $400 million trying to stop the people who had a meager 120 grand. Get it? Because when people get pissed off, when people are resilient, when the people come together, all the money in the world can't stop them. But you got to fight for the people, though. You can't be fighting for yourself. This can't be just about you. It has to be something that everyone can get around. That's the only way this works. But when everyone comes around to their own benefit, fighting for something that's going to materially impact their lives, magic can happen. And that's what happened here. Along with a growing band of colleagues, no affiliation with the National Labor Organization, the two men, Derek Palmer. Derek Palmer's interesting. He's like a best friend at work, I guess. Chris Smalls and Derek Palmer. I guess that's how they met, but I know they're really close friends. Okay? And when they knocked out Chris, Derek stepped up. There's also another gentleman. I don't want to get his name wrong. There's another gentleman in this as well. Put it in the chat if you know who I'm talking about. Gerald Bryson, that's his name. Gerald Bryson as well. They also fired Gerald Bryson. So this is what they do. Amazon does union busting. They fired Chris Smalls, so they said at one of the events, the walkout event, he didn't practice social distancing. So there's some dirty mofos, man. They fired Chris Smalls because they said he wasn't following practicing social distancing. Meanwhile, inside the facility, the reason why the workers are going on strike is there aren't enough safety precautions being taken in place, including social distancing. I'm just saying, man, it's sinister. It's not funny, it's a sinister thing. It's like the audacity of Amazon. So they fired Chris Smalls, Derek steps up, Mr. Bryson steps up. They fire Mr. Bryson, same type of nonsense. But all it does is galvanize more workers, man. There's always the next person to step up and take their shoes, to fill the spot, because they're working together. Amazon, who's 1.1 million workers in the U.S., which makes them the second largest employer in the U.S., the word is now out. The word is now out that Amazon can't be beat, that unions can't be formed. So let's get this. Let's say this. JFK8. That's it. JFK8. Okay. I want people to understand why unions are important. A lot of people are talking about this story, and you may have heard about it before, but I want you to know the importance of unions. Of course, it's wages. Got to be able to negotiate wages. If not, you have to win just what the employer wants to give you. Okay? And as we know in America, raises are stagnant. Inflation keeps going up. Profitability of the company goes up. Compensation for CEOs and other executives goes up, but employee wages flat. Also, the grueling working conditions. Also, break times, no break times. I've watched countless clips, film, of workers at Amazon complaining of backaches, leg aches, 8 hours on their feet constantly, forced to urinate in buckets and bottles because they can't go to the bathroom. So working conditions, wages, time off, these types of things. This is what you negotiate. You collectively bargain to get better working conditions. And mind you, these conditions, because I hear people pushing back sometimes. Folks, no union wants to put the company out of business. If you put the company out of business, what good is to have a union? You have nowhere to work. That's not the point. The point is, no one gives you anything unless you fight for it. Jeff Bezos is there to make more profits, to increase revenue or profitability for his corporate owners, for the shareholders. He's not there to make sure employees make a lot of money. He's not there to make employees make a living wage amount of money. Not just minimum wage or a little bit above minimum wage or whatever it is. Jeff Bezos is just being an asshole because Jeff Bezos is one of those corporations. He owns a corporation that could afford to pay his employees 4 times as much as he's paying them and still be very profitable. He just doesn't want to. He could pay them more. He could pay them $30 an hour, up from their current $15 starting price, and everyone would be happy. There probably would have been no union, but he didn't want to. It's a matter of ethics. It's a matter of principalities, like Faison Love. It's principalities and repercussions. Okay? So now these are the repercussions. The repercussions is the union forms anyway. The workers make the demands, and now you got to negotiate with them because it's this thing called labor laws. The vote went out on Friday. Overwhelmingly, the workers have voted to go with a union. And now the motions have begun. I see a ripple effect going across the country. I saw an interview with Chris Smalls. He said they're being contacted. The group there in Staten Island are being contacted by companies all across the country and outside the country. I mean, this is a watershed moment for workers all across the world. People are unionizing. People want to know how they did it. Tell us the blueprint. Let's get this going. Workers uniting all across the world. What I hope is that this is a galvanizing moment for all of us. Lift one, lift all, in unison. It's the right thing to do. We got the numbers, we have the will, and now we know it can't be done. I want to say something to Chris Smalls. I don't know if he's going to watch this. I know we follow each other on Twitter, but I want him to know I'm damn proud of him. Young man, I'm very proud of you, brother. I'm very proud of all of you, Mr. Bryson, Mr. Palmer. I'm very proud of you as well. Sometimes it's not that people doubt. People have been let down so much. I saw a couple of tweets. I know you know, it's like people that weren't with you at first. And I'm not going to speak for politicians. I'm talking about some folks who just couldn't imagine that Amazon could be defeated. But you have given them hope. Take it from somebody who's fought a lot of uphill battles. I'm only sitting here through the grace of fighting through all of the uphill battles I've had to maintain my very small company. People, you had the vision. You and your people had the vision. You make non-believers into believers. And not against you, but you give them a reason to hope. See, people invest time, emotions. They invest their emotions. Emotionally invested, that's it. They become emotionally invested in you. And they don't want to do that because it hurts to see good people lose. You've been very courageous. You guys have been very resilient. I wish you grace. Grace to know it's going to be some Johnny-come-latelys. But that's because you inspired them. So embrace the Johnny-come-latelys. Embrace them because you made them believers. That's what you did. Not all the time do people show up believing. Because this world is cynical. People are hurting, frustrated, pissed off, disillusioned, detached, buried under their own problems. It's not always that they don't care, man. Sometimes it's just that They just don't believe. So you change that. You guys, all of you change that. I know all of you change that. So once again, I wanna wish you much success as you proceed on. This is just getting started. I'm proud as hell of all you guys in Staten Island, New York. I'm proud of JFK8, Staten Island Stand Up. Wolfpack. Oh, to Jeff Bezos. You know, Starbucks better look out. Jeff Bezos, look out. This is just the beginning. How can I say this? There's a pushback they love to give. They give a pushback, folks. You may have heard this. We don't want a union to form because we want to work directly with our employees. We don't want a union to form because we like our close relationship, and now there's a go-between between us and our employees. This is BS. If you wanted to work directly with your employees, you would have worked with them before you formed a union. Forming a union is hard work. You had all the opportunity in the world to work directly with your employees. You chose not to. No one's buying this line of talking points. Only morons. And we're going to educate them. They're no longer going to be morons. They're going to be allies and co-conspirators. Because at the end of the day, Jeff Bezos, empty suit at Starbucks, without workers. Without the workers, you have no Starbucks. All right, Johnson, let's go to the next story. Give it up for the people one more time. I feel good about this. What's number 2? Oh! So not only are we inspired by what's going on with Amazon and Staten Island and the influx of people now feeling optimistic about the possibility of workers getting some type of actual equal treatment or better treatment and working conditions, and this proliferating across the landscape of workers in all walks of worker-related stuff. We also got student debt relief on the ballot. All right, so today here in D.C., for instance, there was a protest because what's happening now is May 1st, there's an end to the pause in the student debt collections. Okay, so we got millions upon millions. How many? 45 million students, 45 million Americans who are paying student debt. Okay? And for 2 years, it's been paused due to the pandemic. Okay, that's reasonable. But here it goes. May 1st is going to end. So Joe Biden ran on reducing $10,000 per student. Of course, he reneged on that. He can't get it done now that he's in office. But he could get it done. But he doesn't want to get it done. He doesn't have the will to get it done. Now, folks like me, people who support certain policies like student debt relief, we wanted at least $50,000. Hell, I want it all wiped because I know that students, and when I say students, man, there's all types of people still paying student debt. When we talk about this issue, there are people that don't understand there are seniors paying student debt. There are people dying with student debt on their books. You don't understand. People always picture some rich white kid who gets to drive off in his Corvette without paying student loan bills. All types of people have student loan debt. All types of people. This is across the spectrum. Okay? It's not just people from 17 to 18 to 22. Okay? This affects people's ability to buy their homes, start businesses, care for family members, all types of stuff. So when you push to remove student debt, those people, they're not going to take the money that they save on student debt and go put their money in offshore bank accounts like the rich and wealthy. No, people who are not paying student debts do things like buy homes. They do things like buy cars, fix up their homes, fix up their apartments, put some food in the refrigerator on a more regular basis. Maybe they eat out once a month or twice a month or whatever it is. You know, we're not talking about enough money per family or per borrower to like change so that they're now at the casino every day. Okay? This is not hitting the lottery. And the money that they spend goes to businesses, typically local businesses. So when you in student debt, what are you really doing? You're investing in the economy. And you're going to invest in the economy, local economies all across the country. Because there are people who owe student debt all across the country. So when I talk about erasing student debt, I'm talking about a boon to working people. The other thing I want to push back on is people that believe that erasing student debt, there's a bunch of rich people. There's a bunch of there's a bunch of Mel Gibson's kids and grandkids who are independently wealthy who now don't have to pay for their college tuition. Earth to you. Did that scare you? I'm sorry. Earth to you. Rich people don't take out loans to go to college. Rich people have trust accounts where college is already paid for. Please stop with the Republican talking points about freaking student debt, Joe. It's okay not to know shit, okay? What it's not okay is to keep repeating shit you heard some asshole on Fox News say, okay? That's what's not okay. Rich people don't take out loans for student debt to go to school. They get hooked up. They get parents to take care of that shit. They write what's called checks. You may have heard of them. I know a lot of us working shifts don't have it like that, so we can't relate to it. We just imagine crazy stuff. But it would really be nice to not every time we have this conversation about student debt, not having a bunch of knuckleheads on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube making arguments that are totally against their own best interest. Now, I know it helps you in the algorithm. May put a little bit of money in your pocket because you're an influencer. It helps your timeline. It may help you grow your audience of other numbskulls and conservatives working against the best interests of not just you, but your cousins, your brothers, your sisters, your next-door neighbors. You're willing to do that to put money in your pocket. Okay. You're a scumbag. But you're also wrong. When you erase student debt, you help a lot of people get out of the hole. So people say, okay, Tim, well, Joe Biden's already erased some student debt. Well, what he did is a slither, and I do mean a slither of government workers who are in certain disciplines, who are public sector, public servants. So Biden reduced debt or eliminated debt for 100,000 public workers, public servants, people who work in the government, who work for certain nonprofit organizations. But there are very strict guidelines and conditions that you must meet to qualify for that. Also, as I told you in the beginning, there are 4 million, how many people? 45 million people with student debt. He's talking about 100,000 people, Johnson. 100,000 people is a lot less than 45 million people. So let's not continue the Democrat talking point that Biden's done such a great job on this. He's already helped all these people. Yeah, the fact that those 100,000 people projected 100,000 people, because it hasn't been done yet, only if you qualify and only if you meet the deadline for submission. Just because that amount will be about $6 billion, that's not because he's saving them so much money. It's because so many people have debt. Okay? That's all that is. So we got 2 talking points we're going to do away with. One is that Biden's doing such a great job and that he's reduced or removed all this student debt. He hasn't. Not even 5% of it, of the total. Not even that, not even close, of all the people that owe student debt. And we're also going to remove the talking point, the Republican talking point, that this is going to help a bunch of Scott Baio kids or Chelsea Handler's kids, whoever. Whatever celebrity they pull out their ass and say, I don't want to help rich kids not pay for student loans. Well, you help countries pay for bombs. But I know. We got to eat each other. We got to be sick on each other with gaslighting. That's what you know. It's what you're used to doing, so you're going to keep doing that. I hope somebody listens. I hope somebody recognizes what I'm saying because they're playing you. They're playing you. Rich people don't go down to the thrift store to save money to further cut, All right. So anyway, shout out to people that fight that good fight. Time is coming. Joe Biden, if you can, you made a commitment. You ran on a certain policy. If you want to be reelected, it might be a good idea to live up to it. That's all I'm saying. All right. Oh, damn, I wanted to do the reggae album. Okay, now I think that made sense. Okay, let me see if I get this right. There is a reggae group that just won Best Reggae Album of the Year at the Grammys. The reggae group consists of 5 people that aren't Jamaican and don't live in Jamaica. And they're white. As in Caucasian. And I don't mean just Caucasian, I mean very Caucasian. This has caused quite a controversy. People are pretty pissed off. The name of the group is Soulja. And it's like, we get into the appropriation thing and, hey, Weeds guy, why are you giving this to this group in Virginia? What about the people in Jamaica? What about the people in the West Indies? Actual Jamaicans that make this music. That's their culture. That's what they do. So we start getting into this area where it's like, okay, what's appropriation, what's not? Turns out this Soulja group, this is their 7th album. They've been doing this for quite a while, so they feel a certain kind of way. They garnered a certain amount of support. And, they're like, screw y'all, we love this music. We live this music. We formed a band and suddenly people start coming out. We didn't know people were going to like it. We won. Yay! And people are like, nay. So, as I was looking through this, there were 6 other nominees in the category that they were up against. One of them, Sean Paul. Another one of them, Spicy or Snicey or something. I don't know. And look, it's not that I don't care. I care. It's just that I'm not keeping up with a lot of this stuff, man. There were so many categories in the Grammys. I didn't pay attention to this, about who these... I'm like reading this. I'm getting old, man. I used to know all the new music. Now I only know the old music. Best Record of the Year. Silk Sonic. I didn't even know Silk Sonic was Bruno Mars, and Anderson .Paak. I didn't know that. It's like Form Voltron. Like Lucy Pearl was like Tony and somebody from En Vogue. And I didn't know. It's like these entities. Album of the Year, John Batiste. Song of the Year, something by Silk Sonic. Like, there's a running theme of certain artists dominating categories. The Foo Fighters dominated the rock categories. So, the people that choose the winners here are the members of the arts and science organization or whatever it is. It's not like we choose. It's not like you and I. It's not like they went to Jamaica and said, Jamaicans, vote on who is the person with the best reggae album. It's a group of people that vote, and then you come up with your 6 or 7 or whatever nominees, and then those people then vote on that group of people. And voila, there you go. Unfortunately for America, it gives a... When it looks at reggae, it thinks Marley. It thinks Bob Marley. And the closest you sound to Bob Marley or something similar, you're more likely to win because we're Americanized. Like, we don't even know... Like, it's Americanized shit. That's what we like. We like apple pie, and hot dogs, and pizza. Talk shows and reality shows. I mean, this is America. Fast and Furious. So it's not authentic. There are people that think Taco Bell is authentic, man. It's America, man. We're not into authenticity. We're into convenience. And it's very convenient not to read subtitles and try to figure out, bumper clot, what you're saying. So to my Jamaican brothers and sisters, man, if y'all looking for America to get this right, You'll be looking a long time, Johnson. Long time. We the ones that gave Vanilla Ice an award. I do find it a little funny. Oh, her one. I'm sorry, her one. I want to put that in. Her. Amazing. I love the song from the. What was that one? We fight for you. I'll fight for you from the Black Messiah. I like her. Music's dope. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. One of the things that's kind of funny is we got people that love to say, why are these other people from America chiming in on our reparations? Why are they chiming in on our own Black American stuff? And I get that. I'm like, yo, right. I know we're part of the diaspora, but at the end of the day, when it comes to petitioning our government to get our shit straight, it's a two-way conversation between us and America. We're trying to fight for our shit, just like you would fight for what you want in your own countries, or with European Union, or with whoever, France, or whoever invaded or colonized you, okay? I get that. But I'm looking at it the other way too, like why are Black Americans making fun of Jamaicans for not making enough noise about Soulja? It's like I'm seeing, it's like all we do is go at each other about what somebody else did or whatever. I just think social media is the devil. That's what it is. Social media is the devil. I'm sure that the people that are calling out Jamaicans for not standing up harder, though, when I started looking into this, I saw a lot of Jamaicans pissed off about Soulja winning the best reggae album being from Virginia in the United States. So anyway, we tell them to stay out of our business. What we doing in their business? That's all I'm saying. It don't make much sense. I think we got to kind of let them do their thing and laugh. Or help them, but not get in and go, see, white guys won your category. Because white guys be winning our shit too. Robin Thicke, ring a bell? But at least Robin Thicke lives in America. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Interesting story. Not earth-shattering. I bet they won't be winning any homegrown awards. I bet you that right now. But sometimes it's like a weird thing where it's funny to watch other people do your shit. So I think it's like a part of it's like, oh, look. Because like whenever a white person's doing like something that's traditionally done by Black people, we go, wow, look at the white person doing what we do. He's doing that shit. Look at him, man. Oh, boy got moves. Oh. But I never see it the other way. I never see white people go, wow, look at the Black people doing that shit. Wow, look, they got moves. It's always us going, oh, look at her. She can sing, man. She can hit those notes. It's like, when we do it, white people be like, oh, I like those moves. Go home and practice a TikTok. Anyway, I see a double standard, but okay, it's all good. So I don't want to be the dead horse here. Next story. I don't want to stay here. Next story. Live and let live. They're not going to, which is what it is. They're doing Jamaican music. No, that's Jamaica. Next. Okay, let's calm down, Tim Black. Sacramento, California just had its deadliest shooting ever. Okay? And they have arrested a man in this shooting. It happened Saturday? Police arrested a man after the deadliest mass shooting in Sacramento history. Police in Sacramento have arrested a suspect. His name is DeAndre Martin, 26, charged with assault and illegal firearm possession on Monday, the day after 6 people were killed and 12 others injured in the shooting. I saw a clip of this. It's like the bullets just kept going, Johnson. It made me remember why I'm glad I'm getting old, because I don't go out like that no more. I remember going out to clubs, D.C., and I remember hearing gunfire a lot in D.C. You know what I'm saying? You'd be out and pop, pop. But it'd be like 1 or 2 pop, pops. I could have swore I heard like 30 shots. And it just kept going. It'd be like 5 shots, then 5 more, and 5 more. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's over, right? And it'd be 5 more, and 5 more. And I'm like, okay, they're done. And then 5 more. It was like, so police released only a small details of what transpired early Sunday. Investigators are seeking still information to find out more about it, but here's what we do know. They have identified the victims. The victims are from ages 21 to 57. Jontea Alexandra, 21. Melinda Davis, 57. Sergio Harris, 38. Joshua Hoy Akizi, 32. Yamil Martinez Andrade, 21. Devazia Turner, 29. And as I pointed out, I heard a lot of shots in the footage that I saw. So the police are looking for multiple shooters. They're looking for tips. Investigators found at least 3 buildings and 3 cars near the scene were struck by gunfire. More than 100 shell casings were recovered. So I underestimated over 100 shell casings, Johnson. I much underestimated the amount of bullets that were fired. At least 1 handgun was recovered from the searches. Details are coming forward via witnesses. Police worked the scene. They said they tried to do CPR on victims. Here goes something from a witness statement. When I first came, I saw a victim who was injured, draped in blood, and another person screaming about her son. Another lady screaming, saying she saw her sister take her last breath. So what started all this? How did this all spark? A large fight broke out, obviously. This is around 2 a.m., close to the California State Capitol. Footage captured a fight among a large crowd of people on a sidewalk in the area of the shooting. Footage shows people running for their lives as the shots ring out. That's what I saw. There are also hundreds of pieces of evidence at the scene. What happened last night is the biggest and most recent example of what we all know. Gun violence is truly a crisis in our community. It has increased not only here in Sacramento, but across the nation. I saw a very troubling tweet about this where a person said a loved one of theirs was on the ground 18 hours after the shooting. And the police said, we can't move it. Can't move the body. It may be your friend or your loved one, but now it's just evidence. Yeah, it may be evidence that there's a crime and an investigation, but it's also evidence in the lack of humanity that we show from each other. So, I want to send my condolences to the families and friends of all those impacted by this shit. And I know no words do it any justice at all, Johnson, but that's all I got is words. I'm so sorry for your loss. Well, someone did not lose, they won, and people are as pissed off as if they lost. But that's only because if they wanted them to win. It's kind of weird how this goes. So Louis CK is back in a big way. Louis CK won a Grammy for his album Sincerely, Louis CK. Okay? And people don't like that. They're like, what are you doing with it? We canceled him. Jesus. Yeah, people are pissed off that Louis CK is back. What is he doing returning back? We killed him. I saw morons comparing Louis C.K. to Will Smith. That's all we do. We compare things that don't go together. I saw people comparing Will Smith to Kyle Rittenhouse. Will Smith's got more punishment than Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah. And there's a black man who just got released after doing 44 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit, who just did more time than everybody else for nothing that he didn't do. And Kyle Rittenhouse was not found guilty, so yeah, so it's like, I just get tired of everything is compared to everything else that happens. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but fuck it, I'm saying it because it's tiring as hell. Sit your ass down. Everything. I mean, it's one thing. Compare apples to bananas or apples to oranges. I don't like it, but at least they're in the fruit family. But when you compare apples to Snickers bars and apples to shit that ain't even food, like stock car racing, we got a problem, Johnson. You're not helping anybody. What you are is annoying as fuck. So stop doing it, Johnson. And another thing, if you cancel a guy, what does that mean anyway? You know, canceling is bullshit. Yeah, canceling is bullshit, man. If you don't like somebody, don't go watch them. Don't help them censor us, man. You want the system to decide who gets to talk, who doesn't. If a person loses their jobs because you got mad at them, that's all. First of all, that's kind of fucked up if it's your job. But of course, it's not you, so you don't care. Okay, we get that. But that's it, man. Unless it's a crime and they're getting charged, they get to continue to live. You ain't gotta like it. I ain't gotta like it. In fact, I think it's pretty nasty. If I know Louis CK or whatever, I was there, or my girl was there, or my wife was there, he's like, yo, can I take my joint out and handle a little business? She better leave the room. And see, now that's a Will Smith moment. That's a smack moment, okay? But see, he got canceled. He got canceled for it. I find it disgusting, but you can't say you no longer ever get to do anything again. You can't say you no longer get to be a comedian. You can't say you no longer get to do your job or whatever the hell you were doing, okay? You just can't. It's like you have no power over someone else's life if they can earn a living. Y'all motherfuckers don't realize that we catch the most shit, okay? We catch the most heat. Pushing for cancellations hurts who most? The people that get canceled the most. We get canceled the most. You just don't hear about it. So, Louis C.K., man, he's done something. He's built a base. Like, you can't cancel Corey Holcomb. You know why you can't cancel Corey Holcomb? Because Corey Holcomb his life does not depend on you giving him a job. He has a fan base. So if comedian Corey Holcomb, one of the best comedians in the country, if you don't like what he says, you say, I hope he never works again. Great. Don't go see him. But you can't control if Corey can still do a show. If he's doing something illegal on this show, like exposing himself to the public, he gets arrested. But if all he's doing is his job, he's just doing his jokes, you can't change that. You can't stop him, Johnson. And there are a lot of people feel this way. They just won't say it because they're going to piss off a bunch of liberals. And I'm starting to think that some of these liberals or some of these progressives, whatever they are, I don't know what they are, Johnson, I don't even want to label you. People who think it's okay that they should be able to throw people away are assholes. Okay? You are assholes. You make America not fun. You make America worse than it is. It's already horrible. We already got shit health care. We got shit it costs mass incarceration. We pay black folks for hundreds of years of slavery, another 100 years of Jim Crow. We got bigots and assholes all across the country. And then we got you, taking the fun out of the shit we need to survive all the other shit I just listed. Louis C.K. has a fan base. And also, by the way, did you look at what he was up against? Louis C.K. was up against some albums that weren't all that funny. Now, I like Lavelle Crawford. I went to see Lavelle Crawford when he came to D.C. But just so much I want to hear him go. It's just so much. Yeah, if you want Louis C.K. not to win awards, help put better albums up against him. Chelsea Handler hasn't been funny since her name was Chelsea Handler. And Kevin Work has done his best work, but this was not his best work. So he's only against 6 other albums or 5 other albums, and only 2 of them were marginally funny. Kevin Hart's and someone else. Can't remember the other people. I don't even know. That's how bad it was. I don't remember all the albums that he was up against. Louis Black. What is Louis Black even doing now? What's he doing? You don't even know who Louis Black is. So, Louis C.K. has been gone for 5 years, Johnson. Whether you like him or hate him or whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. Just like you can't stop DaBaby from making another album, Johnson, because he can make that shit in his own studio and put it out without us. You can't stop an artist from doing his art, is what I'm saying. And I told you how the Academy works, right? So the nomination process is up to those voters. In that process, they voted for this shit. We don't get to vote. But please stop comparing this to Will Smith. Please stop comparing this to everything else. Oh, see, they gave Louis C.K. an award, and they try to cancel Will Smith. Will ain't going to jail, Johnson. And Will's got enough money that he can put out independent movies. And also, by the way, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? You're 2 different people. Louis C.K. been gone for 5 years. I almost forgot how to spell Louis. All right. CEO Harvey Mason Jr. was being asked about how they come up with this, how they pick this guy who's a degenerate. Louis C.K. the jerk master J. He says we won't restrict the people who can submit their material for consideration. Yeah, they don't look at their past records. They don't look at their political stances, their indiscretions or whatever when they decide on who they vote on. That's not how they do it. They just go, hey, did you like the art? Yes or no? And you go, yes or no? And they choose based on that. So it's not based on if they like you. It's not based on if you've done stuff to potted plants or if you've asked people very weird shit, disgusting shit. That's not how it works. So... also, it's to know, CK is the only one. We got Marilyn Manson with active sexual assault allegations lingering, who also was up for a nomination, who also won an award. So it ain't just Louis C.K. All right. You know, I'm really starting to feel like I don't like anybody. You know, like I don't like any parties. I don't like none of this shit. I'm really getting tired of politics, man, because I see both sides play these fucking games all the time. It's like, if you don't agree with them, you're horrible. If you don't agree with him, you're horrible. This side, that side, the other side, the back side, the front side, the side, the blind side. It gets really tiresome. Really tiresome. You know, I want student debt to be released. I want that to be removed, Johnson. I want people to get rid of certain shit, man. I don't see why. Look, I wanted Biden to legalize marijuana. All it takes is a fucking pen, Johnson. Same thing with a large amount of the student debt. I don't know if he could get all of it off, but he can get a lot of it off with a pen. He won't do it. But I don't see a bunch of Democrats dragging his ass for it, okay? But if Trump was in office, they'd be dragging his ass on it. Okay? Or would they? Because they play team ball. They play team ball. They work together all the time. It gets me fed up. But I go after Democrats the most because Democrats are the ones who black people 90%, 95% of the time vote for. And I want us to get something for our vote. So that's very simple, man. But I'm not just going to focus on politics. I know you may not like that, but that's who I am. I'm no longer going to do it. First of all, people don't watch it. People don't give a fuck. They don't. You say they care, they don't really care, man. They don't care enough. Because they are frustrated. They're pissed off. They're angry. They got real problems facing them every day. They don't want to tune into my show every day and hear me talk about Joe Biden. Hear Democrats complain about Trump. No one cares, man. People are tired of this shit. They don't trust politicians, and they haven't really, for the most part, not everyone, but for the most part, they haven't been given a reason to trust them. In fact, they've been given the opposite. They've been given reason after reason not to trust them. And then we got me coming up telling, hey, you need to trust somebody. So, hey, this cancel culture, whatever this shit is, you can't cancel nobody. It's all been a myth. No one's ever been fucking canceled. People have been fired from jobs. People have lost sponsorships. That's all. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Not really canceled. The only canceling, the real canceling is death. That's it. No one ever really gets canceled. They just lose a job. And that happens all the fucking time, Johnson. You got this mythical power of the internet where we think we're doing something by everybody banding together using a hashtag. At the end of the day, that only works against politicians pressuring their ass. And then they just say, okay, we give in, and then they do the opposite. But people get to come back if people support them. So if the people kick you out, but then the people resurrect you, that's the people talking. Which is what we want, right? We don't want an authoritarian state, right? What's some fascist shit where one group or one person or whatever gets to decide who gets to do what. Because you know who loses in that? You know who loses in that all the time? 90 times out of 100? Us. The disenfranchised. So don't push for that. You're pushing against your own best interest. That's all I'm saying. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Had to get a little passionate at the end, man. I'm tired of this. It's so tiresome. It's so overwhelming. It's just redundant. You know that doesn't mean I like what Louis CK did. It ain't about him. It's bigger than Louis CK. It's about us. If someone says they don't want to watch my show, I still have a right to do my show, Johnson. They could just leave. They could fucking leave. They don't have to sit around and try to ruin my life, make my family live on the streets because they don't like what stories I cover. You get what I'm saying? So that's some dangerous shit. And I guess until that happens to you and somebody comes and try to ruin your life and take away your job and your livelihood, you won't get it. But if somebody breaks the law, lock their asses up, charge them, I get that. But if you don't got no charges, what you want to do? What you want to do? I just seen people being real assholes. They want to cape for Will Smith so badly, they're willing to throw away our First Amendment rights to free speech. That's how bad they want to cap for him. It's short-sighted, is what it is. All right, I'm gone. Real Tim Black, Facebook and Twitter. Tim Black and I on Instagram. What we got over here, Johns? What's up, guys? Bon Ivers in the house. Thank you, Bon. What's going on, fam? Kareem, not Karen. Corinne. I thank you, Corinne. Give it up for her, sister. I don't know what happened there. Thank you for covering the story. All y'all haters, this is black male leadership. No doubt. I'm trying, babe. I appreciate you. Will in the house. What's up, Will? Sign of the Times in the house. Tony D. What's up, Tony D? So happy to hear you against cancel culture. Yeah, man. Tony, you know what time it is. If the people decide not to buy your tickets, that's us working towards us speaking. We speak with our dollars. I think it's more important to support what you like. And what I'm saying is, we could have crowdsourced so a comedian that we wanted to win could have put out some material. I don't know. Louis C.K. won this album award because people liked his album. That's it, man. And if we're helping other artists put their work out, then maybe they got a chance to win. That's all I'm saying. But the people chose this guy. I didn't choose him. Just like the people chose Soldier. But if we cannot just get rid of people that we don't like. I said it. That means some people that we don't like are gonna still exist. But you gotta remember, when we start getting, if we agree with getting rid of people we don't like, who they gonna get rid of first? That's all I'm saying. It's like, who do they get rid of? They throw raw meat at people. They throw raw meat at you about people that you don't like. And you go, yeah, get rid of that guy. Yeah. And then they throw people that you like, oh, whoa, wait, yo. Yeah, okay. That's what happens when you cry for other people to get canceled. Then other people get canceled. New people get canceled. Because the machine eats everyone. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, guys. Tomorrow, open up phone lines. Woo, I like phone lines, Johnson. It's the hallmark of this channel, Johnson. People get to call up and speak their power. I like that shit. Yeah, call up tomorrow. Weigh in, take me off the hook. I don't got to say everything. I want to hear what you guys got to say. I got callers from all over the country. They call up. They speak their truth to power. Have at it, Johnson. Let's do this tomorrow. Call up to the show. Be a part of it. If you like this type of a show, nobody kissing nobody's ass cheeks. People saying how they really feel. We're not brought. We're not sold. Okay, we're free speakers. We're free. We believe in free speech, and we believe in our speech. And we're speaking boldly about what we care about. That's what this show's about. So I see you tomorrow, Johnson. That's it. Enough speeching. I'm Tim Black, Real Tim Black, Facebook, Twitter. I'm even on TikTok. I'm everywhere, Johnson. Cut the check. Wolfpack.